Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram or TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, I hope that you're doing well. This is a general 2026 forecast reading, an overall theme for what's going on for you in 2026. And Cancer, I'm very excited about this reading because I'm also a Cancer, and I'm curious as to what the Cancer Collective will be going through next year. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one will be this from the Soul Coaching Oracle deck for the overall energy, and I'm going to use the Artist Decoded Tarot, which is such a gorgeous deck. I will read from the book at the end. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What can they look forward to as a theme for their 2026? This is how I know it's a Cancer reading. Number 5. 5 corresponds to the Hierophant card of the Major Arcana, Virgo energy represented there. But it talks about this connection of one person that acts as a conduit and connection to the divine. Oftentimes the Hierophant can be seen as somebody outside of oneself, going to your pastor, your priest, your spiritual reader, your shaman, those kinds of things. I don't know why, but I am seeing you as really embodying Hierophant energy in 2026. You are becoming the shaman, Cancer, and the card is Awakening. Hands raised in victory to the heavens, this absolute openness and embracing of what Spirit has in store for you. And it's very humbling and very spectacular. Humbling in the sense, because I'm seeing this, Spirit is singing that song, No Man is an Island. I think it's also a poem. I think it's a poem first. But it looks as though, okay, we're doing this all on our own, but that's not the case. Because I see everything around you is Spirit. Everything around you is this sense of oneness and connectedness to the divine. Spirit is laughing at me right now because I just got finished doing a twin flame reading, and I was just talking about the number 5s. If you've ever watched any of my readings and a 5 pops up, it's my least favorite number. The 5s are all about transition and change, and I just got finished saying that, and so to pull a 5 for the Cancer Collective is pretty, it just reinforces for me that Spirit is listening, that they're funny, but that they mean business. It's like Spirit said, honey, you're in a 5 energy, and you keep talking about it, and we're going to keep bringing it to you. Because clearly, you must like 5s if you're going to keep talking about 5. So we're going to bring 5 to you. And not only are we going to bring 5 to you, but we're going to make it worth your while. Because you're going to have some grand epiphany, Cancer, in 2026. It's just going to, it's almost like ching, 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 like everything locking into place. I'm going to pull 3 cards. First card, what am I releasing? Second card, what am I welcoming? in 2026. Third card, advice from Spirit. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for their 2026. Year ahead, 2026. I am only taking uprights. Wow. All right, let me get some clarifiers. Wow. Okay. One more. Advice from Spirit, please. For Cancer. There you go. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Cancer. That took a little bit longer than I thought, but Spirit wanted what they wanted. Now, what am I releasing? Very interesting. And it signals to me something like an up-leveling, right? You got the King of Pentacles, which is spectacular energy, and clarifying it was the Queen of Pentacles. This was the fourth card that popped out because I did the first three cards across. This is the fourth card that popped out. So there is no coincidence, well, ever, but especially in what you're releasing, the two divine partners here. It's not to say that you're releasing a partnership, but what you are releasing is this level of partnership. It's almost like the King and Queen of Pentacles have done what they set out to do. And there's such a balance here with the divine masculine, divine feminine represented. It feels like completion. It feels like world energy. You have attained a high level of mastery in the physical realm, the material realm. Very high level of mastery, Cancer. But I feel like there's this up-leveling to something new, something having to do with growth. It's going to take you to other places. Nine of Pentacles, to clarify. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. So it's like you're gearing yourself up to, it's like stepping up from the minor leagues to the major leagues, the minor arcana to the major arcana. But we have to start somewhere. And so beautifully, this is a card of independence, abundance, self-sufficiency. Nine of Pentacles, somebody who's worked really hard on themselves, their businesses, their projects, their earthly pursuits. Could be taking care of family, Spirit just said. You've worked really hard on cultivating this, Spirit just said little life for yourself. But there's irony in that, because when they said it, they showed me the cover of the book called A Little Life, which if you have not read that book, well, Cancer, I'm going to put a warning on that one, as you are Cancer. That book will devastate you, but in the way that we like. Probably one of the best books I've ever read. A Little Life. But it's not to say that Spirit says, oh, you cultivated this little life for yourself. They showed me the book. If you've ever seen this book, it's over 900 pages. It's anything but little, is what Spirit is showing me. It's not, oh, Cancer's little life. It's Cancer's little life. Times a million. Like on the stage, on the spiritual stage, you are taking front and center. You can't help it, Cancer. You can't help it. You know, Spirit is showing me this. I was, for my job, I was in a 2-day intensive leadership training. 2 days, 16 hours of leadership training. And you have to take all these kind of assessment tests or whatever, and then they show you these graphs and charts of your type and et cetera, et cetera. And the proctor, the person running the program, I've already worked with him twice before. And like in a group of 30 people, I had the strangest configuration of numbers and colors and whatever according to this personality work preference assessment, whatever, right? The point is, every time this man came by me and we completed some exercise and then there was like a visual component, he'd look at me, he'd say, fascinating, highly unusual. Like 2 days of this, it just happened in this past week. Highly unusual. Start to figure out, yes, I'm highly unusual, and yet the unusualness is the fact that you can traverse many different sides of life and many different stages of things. And in each mode of being that Cancer embodies, there is this epiphany moment. You're a constant observer of the world around you. And you don't just observe, though, you incorporate it into your being. As an empath, as a Cancer, I feel as though it's what's helped you to attain this level of success. The fact that you can navigate both the divine masculine, divine feminine energies. And there is a mastery in both, in being able to be receptive, in being able to attract things to you. And in that same breath, go out there and take charge and take names and get things done. Cancer is navigating both because Spirit showed me that example. And it's just, yes, you're highly unusual. Embrace it, Cancer. How many times are people going to tell you that you stick out? Fantastic. I love to stick out. I can't help it. What are you welcoming in 2026, right? So this is what you're letting go of. And I say letting go because you're up-leveling. You're going to the major leagues. This is what I feel very, very strongly. Like you're jumping into the major arcana. You're going into so you're leaving behind. You built the foundation, and now it's almost like now the rocket ship needs to take off. You built the platform that the rocket ship stands on, but now it has to take off. I'm seeing, hold on. I'm seeing a very specific card in my mind's eye. It's not this card, but it is from this deck, which is interesting. The Abstract Futures Tarot. Spirit wants me to show you the card that I see in my mind's eye. I cannot remember what the card is. I know the picture, but I can't remember which card it is. So there's a message in this too, once I find it. Just give me 1 second to find this card. Let's see if I'm remembering it correctly. Because they're all abstract imagery based on this artist's work, Hilma af Klint. I think she was, actually I don't know what nationality she is. Maybe German? No, I don't think she's German. Hold on. Here. Aha. It's this one. The Fool. This looks like the rocket, the launch pad, the firm foundation that you've built here. And now it's about ready to take off. Maybe perhaps to places unknown with the Fool energy. What are you welcoming into 2026? We start with the Temperance card. Number 14 of the Major Arcana, Sagittarius energy. Temperance card talks about this ability, this almost uncanny ability that Cancers have to transmute energy. I'm really understanding how it is a superpower. Sometimes it feels like a burden because you're so empathic that you incorporate everybody's energies, and when it comes back out in actions or words, you're literally allowing people to see their own greatness. And I was telling a friend this after this whole leadership training. You know, when people would be emotional, I became emotional. I myself was not sad, but I was feeling their feelings, and something physiologically happens to me. I start crying, and there's no shame in that. But it's not because I'm sad. I mean, I might feel empathy for somebody, but I'm not in their shoes. But it happens so viscerally for me. And I always was embarrassed by that before, and I'm no longer embarrassed by that, because it's like I'm taking your energy and transmuting it so that when it comes out, it's healing. It's an incredible thing that this is how I know I've met a Cancer, and I'm not distinguishing between June and July. I know I've met a Cancer when I see somebody who transmutes the energy. It's such a unique trait, and it's beautiful, and it's patient. So there's something to 2026 that's going to ask you to be patient, because, oh gosh, it's further clarified by the Three of Wands, the card of waiting. So I'm going to pull a card to ask what this is in reference to. But it's almost like building the momentum. It's like 2026 is a building year. We're putting all the things in place. We're going to have that next step. And sometimes the Fool energy isn't dramatic, like a rocket ship taking off. Sometimes it's just opening a door. That's the Fool energy. Knocking on a door that you never would have gone through before, but that you always wanted to. Sometimes that's Fool energy. It can be very small but significant. Let me pull another card for what am I welcoming in 2026 for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What am I welcoming? Thank you. Oh my God, so beautiful. 2 cards came out. Wow. The Queen of Wands, and the Sun. Number 19 of the Major Arcana. Leo energies represented here. Sagittarius here. Maybe you have prominent and the Three of Wands here. This is all fire. Talk about this kind of up-leveling. What are we up-leveling to? Something that is going to allow all of our deep passions to come to the surface. The Sun is arguably the best card in the tarot deck. It represents abundance, life-giving energy, clarity, illumination. It's everything. It's a sunflower field. It's this sense that we can recapture some of that beautiful energy from our youth. Those times when we were unfiltered and free to say, do, and be when we're children. It's recapturing that for yourself. Queen of Wands here, really understanding who she is, totally motivated, attractive, in control, passionate, forward thinking. This is tremendous. I'm so excited for all of us. Really beautiful. Advice from Spirit, Six of Cups. It does have to do with the past, with childhood, with something that spoke to us, these passions that we grew up with that we might have forgotten. Spirit is asking you to take some quiet time to kind of recapture some of the things that you may have lost in terms of what motivates you. It happened in that training too, without saying too much, because it has to do with somebody else. It's, I asked somebody, what is it that makes you jump up and down with joy, that makes you want to scream at the top of your lungs because it makes you so excited? What in your life does that for you? And when I asked the person that question, their whole demeanor changed, and everyone in the room saw it. And the thing about it is, the thing that motivated that person would not motivate me necessarily. It was so unique to them. But I was so excited for them because it was so authentic. It was so true and beautiful. To see that person's passion literally light up their face was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I'm never going to forget it. There's something that Spirit is asking you to recollect from your past that offered you this sense of love or friendship or passion, excitement. Spirit wants you to bring that out, bring that forward in 2026. And it could be tough. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. Spirit is asking you, where have you put up some kind of blockade in front of you and those passions? Maybe you used to like writing songs. Spirit just gave that one to me. Writing poetry, turning them into songs. Because life gets away from you. You have your job and your responsibilities and your kids, and you have to take the car in for service, and you have to do your laundry and cook, and you have to go run errands, blah, 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 blah. And then where's the time? Where's the time for me to write my poetry, write my songs? I don't have any time. We all make choices. And Spirit is saying, please don't stop yourself, because I feel like this is a little bit of stopping energy. Not quite self-sabotage, but just like leaning on all of these wands of experience that have taught us some tough lessons. We don't want it to get to the point where we're feeling discouraged to go after what it is that gives us this sense of freedom within ourselves. I'm going to read from the book, Awakening, number 5. Just going to read, your soul wants you to know. The forces of the universe are propelling you in the direction of your destiny. You're awakening to your higher self and spiritual vibrations. This card appears when you're ready to be aware and notice things as they really are. Take off your blinders. See what's important in your life. Search for the essence of what's true, authentic, and real. That's a very exciting 2026 for you, Cancer, because I'm going to tell you something. This energy on the horizon it doesn't get any better than this. So take advantage of it. You've got the momentum. That's your 2026 forecast, Cancer. It was a quick one. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.